Jai Hind, dear learners. We are in the second session of tour operator unit. In the first session, we have studied about the tour operators, the types of tour operators, the package tours, what is the meaning of package tour, and the two important components of a package tour, that is accommodation and transportation. In this video, we are going to learn about the package tours, the types of package tours, the planning aspect of packaging a tour, and of course, the costing of a package tour. Now, to begin with, what are package tours? Package tours means a program developed to cater to a group of people traveling together for a particular journey, which involves hotels and transport arrangements, and may also involve visits to places, guides, special meetings and functions, is called a package tour. Package tours are also defined through their destination and the interest. For example, we may have a destination specific package tour, or we may have an interest specific package tour. For example, a person may like to see caves, so the package tour will be on the basis of the interest. And a person would like to see the various places of USA, that package will be a destination package tour. Among the destinations would be a single country tour, then a area tour, that is visiting more than one country. For example, majority of the tours to Europe are an area tour, where we may visit more than one country like France, Belgium, Spain, Italy or Germany, and so on. Then we have a two-city tour, wherein two cities are covered in one single tour, and we may have a single city tour, etc. From the interest point of view, most common in India are cultural tours, since India is one of the oldest living cultures, that is, people visiting cultural cities and sites of India. Quite often, it is the historical sites such as the Red Fort, the Taj Mahal, the temples and the palaces for which the itineraries are made. Though majority of the tourist travel in India is to historical sites of India, a large number of travelers are now looking at new types of travel, that is something that interests them more. This has initiated development of special interest tours, for example, adventure tours or adventure packages. Special interest tours are developed with a particular theme in mind. It could be visiting the Mughal architecture, the gardens of India, the textile centers of India, etc. The gourmet tour, learning about various kinds of foods in India, the rail tours, wherein travel by different types of railway systems, especially steam locomotives, Darjeeling toy train, palace on wheels, etc. Tours that deal with adventure activities are called adventure tours. These include packaging, tours for trekking, mountaineering, river rafting, canoeing, kayaking, boat cruises, visiting remote areas such as tribal areas, island explorations, wildlife safaris, camel safaris, elephant safaris, horse safaris, walking safaris, cycling safaris, jeep safaris, camping safaris, hang gliding, paragliding, etc. Adventure tours can be of land-based adventure sports, they can be of water-based adventure sports, and they can be of air-based adventure sports. Another very important aspect of tourism now is sports tourism. With so much of sporting activities going on across the world, sports tourism has gained a very niche importance in tourism in today's world. For example, golf tours are being promoted very enthusiastically, while there are others like polo and car racing, which are also coming up. Tours are also being packaged to coincide with sport events such as Cricket World Cup or cricket tournaments, bilateral series, hockey, football matches, badminton matches, etc. This is another very popular form of tourism that is coming up. Sports tourism in a similar situation is in relation to the fairs and festivals as primary and secondary attractions. Lot of fairs and festivals do take place in India, like the Sula festival, the Zero festival, wherein people from all across the country and abroad gather to celebrate that festival for a period of time, and therein a temporary accommodation may also be set up. Quite often, companies offer incentives to their dealers or employees, such as additional payments, gifts of some kind, or a holiday. The holiday incentive is becoming increasingly popular. This is often a large group movement which may vary from 10 to 500 persons. Known as incentive tours, they are normally of short duration but expensive. In such tours, special attention needs to be paid on the following: that is, the size of the movement, that is the number of people in the group, the cuisine to be offered to the group, the theme parties which are to be part of the incentive package tour, the gifts if any are to be given, then the baggage handling, since the number of packages are more than a normal package tour in incentive tour. So, the baggage handling also becomes a very important aspect for special attention. And of course, special attention is need to be paid on the promotion and the information material. Whenever there is a conference in a country, it brings large number of people together. This requires organization with special skills. Tour operators assist in initial organization, marketing the conference so that more people participate and it brings in more revenue, and conference arrangements of hotels, transport, etc. Apart from this, another important aspect is pre and post conference tours. Special attention is required to be paid on the following aspects regarding this. Number one is the marketing of a conference. The more and the better the marketing of the conference is, the higher is the footfall. Higher is the footfall, it is better for the future of the conference as such. Then conference secretarial help, then making arrangements for hotels, transport, pre and post conference tours, special events, size required of the volunteer forces, then entertainment, evening entertainment and so on. Then conference facilitation like registration, interpreters, etc. Some tour operators also charter aircraft to bring in tourists from a country. The highest number of charter aircrafts to land in India are in the state of Goa. The fares of these charters are low, which enable many people who are not able to afford expensive air tickets on scheduled airlines to travel. The charter is large volume of travel and requires hotel, transportation and tour commencing from charter destination itself. Then there are luxury cruises that travel around the world or in some parts of the tour. They are normally expensive and demanding high quality and high volume. Planning a tour. For tour operators, while working on a tour program, it is important to consider the following matters. Number one, the interest. The interest of the person for whom you are planning the tour is the most important. Planner must know if the theme is sightseeing, cultural, religious, historical. Within historical, the person may have any particular period of history as his interest, then architectural, wildlife interest, interest in trekking, interest in adventure sport or leisure, etc. N number of people can have n number of interests to travel to a particular destination. The second important point is the time of visit. The time of visit leads to when the person wishes to visit the particular destination. This is important for seasonal fluctuations, flights, tariffs, etc. Then comes duration, the third most important part. Duration of the tour is very, very important. This helps plan the tour, including the areas to be visited, shopping, entertainment, rates, etc. may all be dependent upon the duration of the tour. Then comes the pace. This is important as different nationalities and different age groups like to move differently. Some like to spend one day at each place, while others like to spend 2 or 3 days or even more. it all depends on the type of people that we are packaging for. Say for example, a younger group may require more adventure activities, they may have a faster pace of travel compared to a group of senior tourists. Senior tourists would like to have more leisurely pace of traveling, they would like to spend more time at a destination rather than covering too many destinations within the tour itself. Then fifth important point is the budget. I think everything revolves around the budget, the amount of money we have, rest of the thing is subsumed within the budget itself. Budget is important as this will determine the quality of the hotels that are to be offered, the amount of travel that is to be offered, and activity and other variables like meals, special parties, theatre shows or different shows, cultural shows, special visits, etc. This is all dependent on the budget of the tourist. Now, once we know the above parameters, we need to find out number 1, the proposed points of visit, their location, their accessibility whether by road, by train or by flights. Then we need to know the facilities available, that is the types of hotels, the local transportation, the local agents, telephones, mobile network, internet network, etc. Third important point is the interest formalities and other rules. Interest formalities comprises of the visa, like Indian government offers visa on arrival facility to residents of 169 countries across the world. Then you may have inner line permits in some of the states in Northeast. You may have to have special permissions in various parts of Northeast, Sikkim and Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh union territories. Then any permits if required and who will issue and what are the requirements, because the tourists will not like to get into the hackles of getting a permit. This is the job of the tour operator or the local agents handling, inbound tour operators or excursion agents, to see to it that the required permits are issued to the tourists well in time without any hassles. Then another point is that any holiday during the period of the tour, since it may happen that the place of visit may be closed on that day. For example, most of the museums are closed on Mondays. The Taj Mahal is closed on Fridays. So you have to keep in mind that during the period of your tour, you may land up at a place where majority of the monuments or the museums are closed. It will have a bad impression on the tourists, and it will be a wastage of day as well as the money for the tourists. Then comes fairs and festivals. This always adds to the increasing the possibility of value to a tour. So fairs and festivals are basically a value addition to a tour. For example, Goa Carnival or Holi or Urs at Ajmer or Guru Purab, etc., which are celebrated all across the country, can add a value to a package tour. Then any special events taking place which can be included to enhance the usefulness of the visit, like say for example a book fair, a handloom exhibition or a special crafts mela going on. Such type of special events will add to the value of the tour. Then about the time of operation, that is what is the season and are there any problems with it, such as heat, snow, floods, etc., because if there is such type of extreme conditions, then it may be not a good idea actually to organize a tour during that period. So the knowledge about the time of operation is of utmost importance. One should also see if accessibility is there, because for example a few important national parks are closed for close to 3 to 5 months in a year, and Ladakh cannot be accessed by road except between July and September, etc. So that becomes very important to know the time of operation. Next in line is the time taken to travel. It is variable depending upon the road conditions. The time taken to travel should be taken care of with utmost sincerity. If not so, then the tour may be haywire. The places to be visited may not be visited. The package may go totally redundant even if this time taken to travel is not given proper importance. The time of transport will also determine the travel time, since bus is 20 to 25% slower than a small car or maybe a small four-wheeler. Then comes the time required to visit a monument, a temple, a national park or particular event, and the timings. Then we have to see about the availability of guides and what languages can they speak and what are the languages that our group basically requires, and making a linguistic guides arrangement thereof. Lastly, the details of the shopping, etc. What are the various shopping points, where the tourists would like to shop, what all tourists would like to shop. This all should be made and given adequate importance. Here we have an example of planning a package tour. I'll go one by one. The nature of the package tour is that it is a package tour. Interest and age group. The interests are forts and palaces. Age group is between 30 and 40 years. The budget of the tourist is high budget. Time and season, it is October, that is winter and onset of winter I would say, and it's a peak season for tourism. The number of people in the package tour are 10. Duration of the package tour is 1 week, and it starts on 10th of October, ends on 17th of October. So basically it's a 8-day tour including the journey part. Visiting points or destinations are Delhi, Jaipur, Agra and Gwalior. The pace is Delhi, Jaipur and Agra 2 days each, and Gwalior 1 day. So in totality 7 night stays. Out of that, 2 night stays in Delhi, 2 night stays in Jaipur, 2 night stays in Agra and 1 night stay in Gwalior. Now the most important part, the mode of transportation. So we have Delhi to Jaipur by air, then Jaipur to Agra again by air, Agra to Gwalior by road and Gwalior to Delhi by air. So now comes the question, are there any permits required? So no permits required. Any holiday in between? Nil, that means there is no holiday in between. Hotel range is between 5 and 3 stars. So we have a bucket of say 5-star, 4-star and 3-star accommodation available as per the requirement. Then coach will be AC deluxe at destinations. Do we have guides facility? Yes, we have local guides at the destinations. Then comes the shopping part. So Delhi we have chosen 2 shopping areas. One is Janpath and the other one is Chandni Chowk. And for Jaipur we have a shopping destination called Johari Bazaar, and Agra we have Kinari Bazaar as the shopping destination. For Gwalior we have not kept any shopping destination because it's just a 1 night stay destination in Gwalior. So the whole day will be gone in visiting the fort, palace, the museum, etc. Then comes the entertainment part. So for Delhi we have included the food festival, which will be ongoing during the period of stay of the tourists in Delhi. Then Jaipur there is an inclusion of a folk dance. So folk dance show will be there. In Agra there will be a theme dinner on Indian music. So you'll have an entertainment by the Indian music themed dinner in Agra. And for Gwalior there is no such activity planned. Then meal plans, we have Delhi, Jaipur and Agra, it is on American plan basis, that is AP. And for Gwalior no plan has been envisaged, it is free and on the tourists. Then special events, if any, yes, there are special events. One special event is the textiles fair that we intend to showcase it to the tourists in Delhi while they stay in Delhi. So this is all we've done an exercise. Now after this exercise, the next step is to book for information on these aspects. This was the planning aspect. Now we come to the operational part of it. To operationalize it, the next step is to look for information on the aspects we've discussed above. For example, flight timings, the availability of guides, the coaches, the accommodation, etc. Now we have to make the itinerary for each day, taking the one below as an example. So I'll discuss you a day itinerary so that you understand it well. Itinerary 1, this is for Delhi and for day 1. Day 1, that is Monday, October 10, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have breakfast at the hotel. 9 a.m. take the seats in the coach. 9:05 a.m. the guide explains the day's itinerary, gives the tips to the tourists for the do's and the don'ts while you are on tour, what you are supposed to do and what you are not supposed to do as a tourist. This is all being explained by the guide for say roughly about 10 minutes. Then 9:15 a.m. the coach moves. 9:30 is the expected time of arrival of the coach at the Qutub Minar in Delhi. Then we have 1 hour to see the Qutub Minar, and 10:30 a.m. departure from Qutub Minar. Then 10:50 a.m. will be the arrival at Tughlaqabad Fort, where we have 1 hour. It will be a guided tour of 1 hour. Then 11:50 a.m. is the departure from Tughlaqabad Fort. Then 12:10 p.m. is the arrival at Humayun's tomb. We have around 45 minutes to see the Humayun's tomb, and 12:55 p.m. is the departure from Humayun's tomb, and in around say 10 minutes or so, 5 p.m. arrival at the hotel. Then we have lunch break for 45 minutes at the hotel itself. So 1:30 to 2:15 p.m. is the lunch. 2:20 p.m. take seats in the coach and departure from the hotel. 2:30 p.m. is the arrival at Purana Killa. We have full 1 hour to see the Purana Killa. Then 3:30 p.m. is departure from Purana Killa, and 3:40 p.m. arrival at the Firozshah Kotla. Then 4:15 p.m. is the departure from Firozshah Kotla. Then 4:30 p.m. arrival at Lodi Gardens. We have around 45 minutes to visit Lodi Gardens and see the intricacies and the beautiful monuments within the Lodi Gardens. Then 5:15 p.m. We depart from Lodi Gardens, and 5:20 p.m. arrival at Safdarjung tomb. From 5:50 p.m. we make a departure from Safdarjung tomb. 6 p.m. we arrive at the hotel, and 7:30 p.m. we visit the food festival going on at the hotel itself. Now interchangeability is subject to availability of time, like Lodi Garden opens till late, so we will try to cover up the places which get closed earlier. We will try to cover them earlier. So on the basis of this, now you can make similar itineraries for Jaipur and Gwalior. This is the work for you all to do. Now coming to costing of a tour, the most important part. If the costing is haywire, then of course your profit may be converted into losses if you do not cost a tour properly. For everyone who is buying a tour, it is important that the cost is going to be. So I as a tourist would like to see what is the burden on my pocket. Similarly, for a tour operator, it is important to analyze how much profit can be made over the cost. Now the cost of the tour will depend on number one factor is the duration of the tour. Longer is the duration, higher is supposed to be the cost. Then the transport type, air conditioned, non-air conditioned coach, cars, jeeps, mini coach, large coach, charter boat or seat in a boat, etc., air travel or train travel. So the transport type will have a major bearing on the cost of the tour. Then comes the number of passengers traveling together in the group. Then comes the category of hotels required, the types of rooms required, types of services required like all meals or part of meals and so on. Then excursions and sightseeing required. Then time of operations, the change of tariff, the peak season or off season rates, whatever is applicable, you have to take care of that. Guides and their allowances and expenses, seasonality, whether it is secondary or primary, you have to take care of that. A tour operator takes 1 or 2 years to plan and organize the product. He also takes risks in this regard by making advance bookings and reservations to ensure the availability. In case there are no takers, the tour operator suffers heavy losses. Now, the marketing material. A tour operator has to prepare marketing material for selling the product. This has to be well thought and carefully planned. This will reflect the image of the company and your professionalism. This is done in various ways, like providing updated information on the destination, printing tour brochures and confidential tariffs, preparing good itineraries, manuals and other reference materials of help, timetables, then videos or slide presentations, special shows or familiarization trips to the travel agents and tour operators, and one has to correspond with prospective clients or sponsors of group tours, right. So, this has been dealt in detail in the units of marketing and tourism. Then tourist transport operation. Tourist transport is a very integral part of the tourism industry, as we all know. It is important to see that the transport is dependable, it is clean, it is in good condition, the driver is courteous, he is punctual, knowledgeable of the route and is a safe driver. Because a lot of the experience of the tourist depends on how they feel inside the coach or the road transport. As mentioned already, there are mainly two categories of transports, the cars and the coaches once you land up. Then there are many sizes of coaches and selection will depend on the purpose and the area of operation, which may vary. The bus transport is for long journey, for those who can afford a good holiday and are looking for comfortable luxury seats available with possible reclaiming. Then air condition, non air condition, whether it's a video coach, then facilities for drinks, fruits, etc. Toilets, baggage space. The luggage compartment should be large enough to handle the baggage, or there should be a good luggage rack on the bus, and hat rack and seat pockets are also very important to keep the hand baggage, jackets, reading materials, water bottles and so on. Now, it is for this reason that this bus is termed as a deluxe coach and not a bus. Here one must remember that whatever facilities are offered in the coach, they must be functional, like fan, bell, lights, etc. Tourist transport is mostly a full charter and does not allow sharing with others. Many tour operators have their own coaches, but may hire them also from the transport operators. In fact, tourist transport operators have emerged as another vital component of the tourism industry. For any journey performed, the commercial vehicle needs to take permits for that particular journey. This is obtained from the State Transport Authority. And besides permits, taxes are the most important complex part of the transport journey in India. Road tax is a state subject, it varies from state to state. A tour operator has to take this into account while planning and packaging a tour. So, let us sum up what we have discussed in this unit. This unit has given you an idea about the role, the functions and the utility of a tour operator in the tourism system. While working in any service segment of tourism, this important information is of use to you. Tour operator's job is a difficult one. It is a must that what is offered as a product to the tourist has been experienced by the tour operator or his agent, representative or official. This is necessary to know the quality of services one intends to put into the package. Similarly, a distinct knowledge of tourist transport operation is also necessary. This is all for now. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. Happy learning.